The short-term student teaching abroad program allows students to complete a shortened overseas placement after a Pennsylvania placement of student teaching. They can travel to one of 14 countries and participate in the same kind of student teaching had here in Pennsylvania.
I saw it as an opportunity to grow as a teacher and as a person.
I went to Istanbul, Turkey. I chose Istanbul because I really wanted an experience teaching English as a foreign language.
I went to Jönköping, Sweden with 2 other students.
I went to England, to a little town called Liskeard in Cornwall, which is kind of in the southwest of England.
So the students that choose to student teach abroad for the final semester, they satisfy all of the requirements for our certification in Pennsylvania.
This experience is set up for students to learn about the education systems and the schools of the countries that they travel to. And so there is a lot of rigor and seriousness involved.
I believe that Penn State really prepared me for the experience, so when I got into that classroom, I felt pretty comfortable. I mean, of course, it was a new situation, so I was a little bit nervous.
I really believe teaching is teaching, and if you're a good teacher, you can teach in Sweden, Germany, England, or the United States.
At the encouragement of my supervisor and my mentor teacher in Pennsylvania, they said, you know, you're not going to know what it's going to be like over there. They might not have things that set up the same way we do here. Just go with an open mind.
I guess I was expecting the children to be different, but I could see a little bit of my students in Pennsylvania in the children that I was teaching in Ireland.
They have their cultural differences, absolutely, but it's not anything that takes over them being a kid.
First time they heard my accent, they were, "You're from America? That's so cool," you know, and they asked me a whole bunch of questions.
My kids in the US love SpongeBob, my kids in Istanbul love SpongeBob. They were just kids, and I really grew to like them a lot. I got to work with a lot of different teachers. In England, they like to get you in with all of the teachers in the math department. So I got to work with 8 different teachers.
Students have multiple kinds of supervision while they're student teaching abroad.
The students that travel through this program are supervised here in Pennsylvania by a supervisor from the university, and when they travel abroad, they remain in contact.
We touched base every week. I chose to do a blog. I blogged my experience, left pictures and videos, and my supervisor would give me some feedback.
I also had the opportunity to travel to Ireland and interact with the teachers and school administrators that our students work with. And they're so impressed with Penn State students and the preparation that they have.
I actually felt like I was a teacher there. Being able to apply everything that I've learned at Penn State and having teachers in Ireland come up to me and say, "Oh, like, what did you just do? How can I do that?" The living situation was actually one of the best parts of the experience. I was able to room with someone from Penn State, and that was in a host family.
I was set up with a host. She worked at the school as a library aide, so she took me to and from school every day.
There's a seminar that the students take, and we do discuss safety issues, safety concerns, what to do if you're in an emergency, what to do if you're in an unsafe situation abroad.
It made me much more comfortable traveling and being in an area where I don't necessarily speak the language, but typically people are kind enough that you can get by. They're willing to help you figure things out.
We got to travel around a little bit, and so I did get to see England.
We were able to travel on the weekends. That was the only time because you're teaching during the week.
I never expected to see ancient Greek and Roman ruins in Turkey, but I did, and that was really cool, really surprising, but wonderful. I loved traveling, loved all those opportunities.
And so we think about different ways of living in addition to looking at school a little bit differently.
The things that they learn abroad about those students, they really put to use when they get back in their classrooms here at home.
It really influenced who I am as a teacher today. I think that going abroad has definitely allowed me to certainly see the world on a smaller scale. I think that it helped when I was interviewing to be able to tell stories about that experience and how that shaped me as a teacher.
I think that they have a different view sometimes of education, a more globalized view of learning.
I think looking at prospective teachers as global citizens who think about the world from a different angle than someone who's so concentrated domestically is really important.
I went to a career fair not that long ago at Penn State, and met with somebody who asked me about it, and they asked me, how is it different? How is it similar? And so they're definitely interested. It's something to talk about.
And they ask about it. It's an immediate talking point for any interviewer.
We're looking for the very best candidate, and I really keep an eye out for people who've had different experiences and that they can bring diversity to our community.
I was wanting that experience of getting out of my comfort zone a little bit to a different place where they do different things.
To go to another country and experience that difference is something that probably made me a more decisive, independent, and responsible teacher.
It was one of the single most important and best decisions I ever made in my life.
It was absolutely wonderful. I can't even explain the differences it's made in my life and the impacts it will have on my teaching.
It's one experience that I would never trade for the world, anything.
Faculty, parents, and students themselves have really found that this is an exciting and wonderful opportunity for them to take part in.